people that accuse me, the ones who beat me down and bruise me, they hide just out of sight, can't face me in the light. They'll return, but I'll be stronger. God, I want to dream again. Take me where I've never been. I wanna go there. This time I'm not scared. I'm unbreakable. It's unmistakable. No one can touch me. Nothing can stop me.
Isang masigasig na Sabado mga Summoners at ito na ang huling araw bago tayo tumuloy sa Rampage 2017 as we head on to the semifinals of the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Summer Split. Ladies and gentlemen, syempre powered by Bacchus Energy Drink. Kami po yung magiging shoutcasters for this game. I am Shinbu with the 149, of course, my partner long time, Amplifier, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, so grabe. As in, sabi mo nga, diba, today is the semifinals approaching Rampage. And nakita natin kahapon, AEX and Mineski, sayang. AEX, they really showed na kaya pa sana nila pero actually both of these teams have struggled in their identity during this split.
Lang, yung papasok sa playoffs pa lang
kasi
sa kanila
in the last Rampage we saw, AEX yung nanalo doon and they showed a very different form. Actually, lahat tayo nagulat sa AEX when they showed up and won the finals of Rampage 2016. Pero ever since that time, including Mineski, pareho silang nag-struggle with their identity as a team. So parang yung strengths and weaknesses nila, hindi na nila masyado naintindihan.
Yes.
And yung Mineski, we saw them perform at Rift Rivals. And even then, they weren't really able to prove themselves to be in their top form. And so I think, nung pagbalik nila ng Rift Rivals, I think they've been looking to redeem themselves and to prove a lot to themselves. And actually, they kind of did yesterday.
Dami, ng mga changes din na ginawa ng Mineski. Hindi lang yan yung nangyari ngayong summer split. Pati rin naman ng GPL, di ba? Makikita din natin yung mga ginawa ditong adjustments ng Mineski. Mapapansin ko nga for the 2017 season. Siguro yung Mineski yung pinaka-nagalaw na team ngayon, na local team ngayon for League of Legends. But of course, alam natin yun ang situation for the summer split ng PGS is that Team Manila Eagles nakaabang na doon sa finals.
Undefeated.
And ang crazy nung run nila, undefeated. Usually, ang gumagawa nun, madalas na gumagawa nun would be Mineski. If I'm not mistaken, that would be on the spring netong ating 2017 season. At ayun nga, as you have mentioned, is, yun nga, nahirapan yung Mineski na when it comes to their form or maybe whatnot na parang ngayon, di ba? Muntik pa sila hindi makapasok sa playoffs, di ba? Ayan, and kahapon din sa gitgita na laban against AEX, momentum game. Ika nga para sa mga viewers natin. And as you can see, mentioning our schedule, we're gonna be heading onto a best of 5 series between these two teams, Imperium Pro Team versus Mineski. Simula ngayon yan, 3 p.m. hanggang 8 p.m. yan. Kumabot man tayo ng Game 5. Ladies and gentlemen, in determining the team that will proceed to Rampage 2017.
And yun nga, so now that Mineski is here, they were able to prove themselves yesterday. Ngayon lalabanan nila yung IPT. And these two teams, matagal na yung history ng dalawang to. They're both very veteran teams and actually both have been undergoing kind of a struggle in terms of form. Very much unlike yung nasa finals na yung TME. TME really have played a very clean split this summer, Pero yung Mineski and IPT, they have a lot to prove to themselves today to show syempre yung fans nila and even themselves na may form pa rin sila talaga. And gaya na sinabi mo, there are some changes that we saw to Mineski, especially yesterday when we first saw Celestial, their new AD carry, coming into the team.
And mid-split changes yung ginawa dito ng Mineski.
Hindi nga mid-split.
Pati rin na itong IPT rin because do take note that Kulit's gonna be playing for them for the jungle position, subbing for Evilix. And of course, eto na, ladies and gentlemen, this is the deadline pala. Today din yung deadline po ng ating Pro Gaming Series Fan Art Contest. Again, that's a 9,000 RP prize pool, okay? Nag-giveaway, ladies and gentlemen, and all you need to do is like pick 5 players no dun sa PGS. Gawa ka lang ng artwork kung saan it features 5 players from PGS. Hindi kailangan galing sa isang team. Kahit iba-ibang team. Submit it and yun, you get a chance to win a big share of that 9,000 RP prize pool. So submit nyo na. Pwede pa kayo humabol mga kaibigan.
Oo, laki din nun.
After ng stream na to. Malaki yun. Lalo
lahat ng
may
bagong SKT skin pwede niyang bilhin.
may bonus ka pang kay nun, di ba, ladies and gents? So, ayan, we're just gonna be waiting up for our drafting phase to load up. Pero, your thoughts here, you know? IPT versus Mineski. Ang kapal na ng history ng dalawang teams na to, you know?
Yun nga, kasi gaya na sinabi ko kanina, no? It would be different kung top form ton dalawa eh. Pero there are a lot of question marks on both teams kasi kung sa mga hindi masyado sumusunod, di ba, yung IPT and TME, nag-swap yung members nila. So,
yes,
IPT, we don't know. Actually, parang yung nag-favor sa swap actually was TME. And now IPT looks a bit shaky. You have very veteran members that yung performance nila have been kind of plateauing if not falling off. No?
And I really thought ang magbe-benefit dapat would be IPT kasi ang kinuha ni IPT is a good performing player nung spring split mula sa TME, which is Suzaku. Habang yung pinaka parang nagkaroon ng lackluster performance dito sa side ng IPT roster, nilagay nila sa TME, which is JLC. Right now, TME undefeated.
Yes, exactly. No? So, nag-iba talaga yung dynamic no, for both of the sister teams, and yung TME, sobrang laki ng benefits. So now there are questions on IPT na because of the roster change, how is that going to affect them now? And nakita naman natin, medyo nagkaroon ng weird dynamic yung team. Same thing for Mineski. And now we're going to see another change kasi gaya nga na sinabi ni Shin kanina, Kulit will be playing today. And that's a pretty significant change because for the past few weeks, si Ivalis yung jungler ng IPT. So how is that gonna change the dynamic of the team? We'll have to see. But looking at the bans for now, Mineski, they're gonna be taking away Sejuani, Galio, and Caitlyn.
Okay.
Meanwhile, IPT will be banning Thresh, Rek'Sai, and Talia. Okay, so expected, no? Kasi we saw yesterday, Mineski facing AEX. Lahat ng champion na yan, sobrang daming beses nila ginamit yan.
Yes,
Thresh, Rek'Sai, and Talia were present throughout the 4 games, no? Or majority of the games. Meanwhile, for Mineski, banning out these 3, also pretty expected. Alam na natin si Hate, matagal na rin Caitlyn main yan.
Yes, and they're gonna be removing it on Hate despite we're playing on the 7.14 patch. Kung saan kinalahati yung attack speed growth stat dito ni Caitlyn. I mean, not sure kasi you still have the Ezreal, you even have the Kalista actually. Pero recent champion pool dito ni Hate was actually the Vayne, and of course, ang mga tinatanggal nila dito would be the likes of Lucian and of course the Varus and an Ashe. We'll see. One thing's for sure, no, is that on Celestial, ang bantayan nyo dito sa mga viewers natin dito kasi marami dito hindi nakakilala sino si Celestial. The newest addition para sa Mineski. And the interesting part here is that Celestial, despite being in the ADC position, actually is like becoming the voice of the team. Hindi nga like talagang nagiging voice na ng team to the point na kahit English yung kailangan intindihin ng Mineski dito, doon nag-a-adjust mismo yung mga players, no? Very interesting. So maybe we'd see ano yung reflections of that. Yeah, what is the reflections of that, of having an ADC for the shot calling position, continuing for the drafts? Yeah,
actually, so seeing the bans right now, Shen being taken away from Suzaku, and there's going to be Orianna taken away from Light as well. Jace banned as well on the side of IPT, and Syndra taken away from EXO. So nakita naman natin, there's pretty much a focus on EXO as always. And now we're going to see, so it's going to be Saya and Tam Kench for IPT. So that should be pretty interesting. Actually, during this split, nakita nga natin na medyo nagbago yung pool ni Hate. He hasn't been known to have a deep champion pool actually, pero Saya, ever since she came out, I think Hate has taken favor to her. Meanwhile, Mineski, I think they're bringing out Kog'Maw and Braum for the second time because I think we saw this duo yesterday na komportable din talaga yung Mineski on that. And then there's gonna be Gragas and Lucian.
And Saya has been climbing up the ranks on this one. The interesting part here is that we have a probable Lucian in the mid lane. If not, my thoughts here would be a Lucian in the mid lane. I have very big doubts on having a Kog'Maw in the mid lane. But we'll see, ladies and gentlemen, ang huling pinili dito ng IPT would be the Renekton on Suzaku. So talagang mukhang ang ilalagay kaagad dito ng IPT. They're putting a lot of, they're gonna put, some of their eggs, I'd say, on Suzaku on this one. Alam natin kung paano nag-scale down ng Renekton pagpasok ng late game. Pero, aanuhin mo ang late game, hindi pa naman dumadating yun. Go for the early game maybe, and Suzaku's looking forward, on to pop off dito sa top lane natin, facing Kaigo na. I'm really curious about that matchup. Ikaw, anong thoughts mo on that?
Yeah, I'm not so sure, no? Kasi yun nga, gaya na sinabi mo, Renekton, early to mid-game beast. Pero the problem is, during yung games natin sa PGS, usually, Renekton is not able to snowball. Hindi natin masyado nakakakita ng mga teams na nakakapitalize talaga yung early to mid-game strength na yun. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how Kulit will interact with Suzaku during this game. Kasi medyo matagal na rin natin hindi nakita si Kulit since Ivalice has been playing for IPT during the past few weeks. But now we're going to be looking at the featured matchup, which is going to be between Kaigu and Suzaku,
ayan nga,
the top laners.
I'm really curious kasi bakit Renekton? I do understand na, sige, good early game for Renekton, pwedeng sumabay siguro kay Lucian in the mid lane. Renekton Slice and Dice is actually in range pa rin naman, to be, for you not to be kited by the likes of a Lucian and even a Kog'Maw. Pero pagdating talagang late game, papalambutin nga ng Kog'Maw. I was thinking, if you want to dash, or if you want to chase down this kind of targets, why not put it on a Fiora? Some gamble talaga. Kung magagamble ka rin lang rin naman kay Suzaku, why not go for Fiora? Talking about durabilities here, if we're talking about durabilities here, may Zac pa naman dun sa team ng IPT dito. That's just my thoughts. Especially na ang huling pick nyo nga is si Suzaku. So, all the more na siguro ang ilalagay dito ng Mineski, hindi lang, Suzaku pala is on the,
actually, nalito
on
nga
the Gragas. So, really?
Not so sure.
I'm not so sure. I think
I think
nagka-swap lang dyan. I think the Renekton is on Suzaku, ladies and gentlemen.
Pero yun,
so
that's the interaction, kasi Suzaku, even though we don't usually see Renekton snowballing during the early to mid game, we have to keep in mind na case-to-case basis pa rin siya. Kasi in this specific matchup na Kaigu versus Suzaku, IPT knows that Kaigu is not the best mechanical top laner, and they also trust Suzaku because Suzaku is a mechanical top laner, really. So, if you have that matchup na medyo passive si Kaigu tapos mechanically talented si Suzaku, then maybe the chances are higher that Renekton will snowball in this game, and IPT probably trust Kulit and Suzaku enough na makukuha nila yung win condition.
Yes. And, considering things nga, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to mention here is that, so going back dun sa draft dito ng IPT, kung medyo tinone down si Suzaku doon, diba? Basing on the drafts. Ang paglalagyan tuloy would be on the Saya and of course the Corki on this one. Now, of course, we got a featured matchup for the top lane, but of course, we cannot deny the classic matchup. Light and Exo na naman. Tayo mga kaibigan, diba? Ayan, considering the pickup of Light Hin, we got the Corki.
Lucian versus Corki.
Lucian versus Corki. Yun ang tanong kasi we do know the roots of Exo Sen. He was an ADC. He was a previous ADC. Became a very good mid laner and now he's bringing an ADC in the mid lane. Diba? Nauna na si Light doon, though.
Actually, well, yeah.
Ang tagal na nagko-Corki, pero we've known Corki came to a very clear point that he is a mid lane champion na rin. And knowing the ratios adjustment din ng auto attacks niya, diba? 75% to 25% magic, diba? Talagang pang mid lane na rin,
diba?
Lane
talaga.
Pwede nang ipang mid lane na yan. So here we go, ladies and gents. Ladies and gentlemen, to the Summoners, we are on the Game 1 and in the Reef for the fight between Mineski versus Imperium Pro Team. Take note that this is the Game 1 of a Best of 5 series for the semifinals in determining who will make it to Rampage 2017 and play for the finals of the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Summer Split.
Alright, so let's take a look at the setup. So far mukhang standard naman, no? Pero I guess looking at the team compositions, it's interesting to note that for the most part, walang... Oh, wait.
They want to hunt Suzaku here, pero did not get the vision, actually. Ganda ng turn.
Yeah. So that's actually
palayo.
body slam first for Kaigu.
Yep.
And they're gonna be moving down now. Pero what I was gonna say earlier is that in terms of power spikes for both team comps, medyo similar sila, except that during the late game, probably IPT will be in the lead because of this Kog'Maw. So, TNC... sorry.
Mineski.
That's Mineski.
Yeah, Mineski
sorry.
would be in the lead.
So, Mineski, they have to be careful not to let Celestial get too far or get too fed on this Kog'Maw. Now, there was something na pag-usapan natin na very interesting kanina, which is that, so number one, Celestial is a new addition to Mineski, no, as a new AD carry. Zensho is being benched for this game. And then, another thing is that Celestial, who is the AD carry, also happens to be one of the main shot callers of Mineski. And that's very interesting team dynamic kasi usually you don't want the AD carry,
Yeah.
who is syempre, one of the main damage dealers of a team,
Oo.
to also have to take the burden of being the shot caller.
Yeah.
Kasi
Oh.
that can be very burdensome, no? I remember I was speaking to, sino ba yun? Kiora. She was also an AD carry and shot caller
Yeah,
for her
their
own team
at
at the time. And she said
Big
that,
sense?
yes, and it was
Big
very
sense.
difficult. So,
Yeah.
knowing that most AD carries agree na sobrang hirap talaga niya,
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how Mineski will continue to pull this off, because we saw it work yesterday, but AEX was not in the same form as IPT.
Yes.
So can Mineski pull off this kind of team dynamic against a more skilled team?
There is a directive for ADCs, right? Na to dish out as much damage as possible. There's also directive for ADCs na ito yung mechanics niya, yung talagang medyo mechanics intensive, which would require na hit the right targets. That's one. Of course, given the situation, ang priority mo as an ADC is to stay alive on fights. Dish out kasi if you stay alive, mas mataas yung damage na madidil mo throughout yung length ng fight na yun, nung laban na yun. Pero iba kasi mga kaibigan yung mechanics kapag ikaw yung shot caller. Hindi lang damage yung kailangan mo pansinin. Rotations, visions, wards, anong play, foresight, ladies and gents. Ayun, and this is our left usually for the junglers. And even for supports. Yun yung support talaga kasi talagang yung support yung laging nakabantay kung ano. And he has all the free time in the world for this one. And that's the flash burn there by Kaigu. Connects the Q onto James. And they're actually putting up a sandwich maneuver here. Connects the Cocoon onto Suzaku on this one. Connected the Bali as well. There is of course the Q. He flashes out and the final fight comes in from James. It will be exchanged for his life, knowing that Kulit still has his passive on. He's gonna go all in onto Kaigu, but Kaigu would be popping in. And it is gonna be the Zac at the mercy of these Gragas. Hits on all, and isang Q lamang. There's the teleport play! No. Sabi dito ng member ng IPT. And here comes Exosen as well to join the party. That is a juicy double buff. Give it to me. Now they're all in on to Suzaku. Puts the exhaust on him. Medyo na late sa dating dito. Si Light, mga kaibigan. But will he connect? May turnaround na ginawa sa Exosen dito. Nagamit niya na yung relentless pursuit niya. So he has to back out. He still has his flash. Now he doesn't have it. Still another re-engage. Bumalik. What? Okay, pero yan. I think that ends it. And it's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Mineski.
Oh my god. So sobrang chaotic ng fight na yun. But the main point there, was that Suzaku didn't get the kill in the end. It went to Elise, Lucian, and double assist for Kaigu. And we were just talking during the pick and ban phase na medyo crucial na mag-snowball si Suzaku during the early to mid game phase. So now that Suzaku is slightly behind in this lane, that might be a bit of a worry now for IPT, kasi they were betting on Suzaku to get a lead with this kind of team composition. So that will be interesting to see. Pero going back to the shot calling thing, kasi very interesting yung topic ng shot calling kasi there's no correct way for you to go about assigning the shot caller position. Like let's say for example,
hindi mo siya pwedeng planuhan way ahead.
Yeah. Like for example, assigning shot callers is very complex kasi let's say SKT for example, there is no main shot caller on the team. They say na lahat sila may voice. So lahat sila nagsasalita tapos it just comes together in a way. So
kung nag-agree lahat, no?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe for Mineski, although we can't really tell yet kasi medyo bago pa si Celestial, but maybe Celestial can take the burden of being this mechanically talented ADC while doing the shot calling. Pero that's something we'll have to see as the game goes on.
Yes, and makikita natin that actually Suzaku is trying to pull out Kaigu here in range for the elastic slingshot of Kulit. Didn't even manage the Q as well. So yeah, gonna back out. So anyway, going back nga sa discussion natin, I think siguro reflective din yun na yung SKT, kaya rin talagang lahat sila shot caller doon. Not exactly because shot caller sila lahat, kasi talagang because of, ang daming practice na ginawa na high level of play na meron din sa Korea. Alam ka agad nila intuitively kung ano yung tamang play. And bihira lang siguro mag-disagree rin yung ganong klaseng team, especially if a play is obvious. Minsan, nagiging vague lang naman yung boundaries between a good play and a bad play is if you are faced with a very mechanically gifted team as well,
Yeah.
Na may plano rin, na may baon din. So, ayan mga kaibigan, we are now on the 6-minute mark ng ating laro. And makikita natin na for starters, there's actually a double Doran sling on Kaigo on this one. Ni-revert ba yan? Hindi, di ba? No reversion. So, it doesn't stop. Pero interestingly, it still gives him health.
Still the best option, I think, no?
AP,
Lalo na medyo early game
may
strength
early
yung Renekton. So you might need that double Lawrence to compensate for that.
For the added AP then. And Not to mention, napatay ka agad si Renekton eh, diba?
Yeah.
So why not take that lead? And here comes Kulit, gets swallowed here by Shadow with the Devour. There's gonna be Exosen landing the, calling in a lot of damage against the members of IPT. There's still the Blasting Cone as well. They would escape, may focus onto Light, but I think that stops that engage. Yes, it will. As the Cocoon managed to connect, pero masyadong malayo.
Yeah, so far, no, looking at the lanes, most of the pressure is coming from Mineski's bot and mid side.
Yes.
So that's, for now, no, it seems like Mineski has control over the tempo. They actually have a 1,000 gold lead right now. So things are looking good. This might be a blue buff steal. Yes, it will definitely be a blue buff steal here
Napaka-proactive
for Hamis.
ngayon ng Mineski. Ito yung pinasimulan ng Mineski. I mean, yung style ng Mineski start nung ating nung nagkaroon sila ng win streak din na malaki nung summer, ay rather spring 2017 na we've known Mineski kasi kinilala natin sila as a team who plays for the long games. Pero ngayon, early game. Diba?
Yeah, actually, that was a trend na nakita natin ever since bumalik sila ng Rift Rivals. Kasi kahapon, nung nireview ko yung games, medyo nagulat ako sa playstyle ng Mineski. They came back much more confident and aggressive than usual. And actually, at times, nag-backfire siya. Kasi looking at the games yesterday, there were times actually na parang masyadong overconfident yung aggression nila. Minsan, sometimes they were miscalculating team fights. But the point is, Mineski came back from Rift Rivals much more aggressive than before. So, interesting to see that they're being this proactive this early. Kasi gaya nga nasabi mo dati, yung playstyle nila, the old Mineski we used to know, medyo slow to start, tapos go for the long game. But now, it's very different.
Okay, another re-engage mula kay Suzaku dito, pero I think this minion stack will be a waste of time if ever mag-stay pa dito si Kulit sa bandang top lane. And yeah, Rift Rivals yun eh. I mean, branding pa lang nung league eh. Parang halata mong lahat ng teams na kasali dun magiging matapang.
Actually,
it's on! It's on!
Very true.
I'm glad nagkaroon ng Rift Rivals, you know. And I'm looking forward actually, anong mangyayari kaya next year? Sa Rift Rivals kasi kita, parang talagang sabi nila yung Rift Rivals daw is to revive old rivalries. Pero para sa akin parang nagkaroon pa lang ng bagong rivalry doon eh, diba?
Actually,
seeing LJL.
Oo nga.
Yung Japanese team. Ang sarap ng pakiramdam eh, na parang gusto namin ulit makagante, makabawi, alam mo yun, and take that championship with you.
Bagong rivalries. That's actually true.
And so, anyway, nag-tone down yung mapa natin dito.
Looking right now, no, there's a big lead now again. So even though Suzaku didn't get the kills earlier, he's now getting around the 20 CS lead. EXO.
Di rin makakonect sila ulit dito eh. Talagang accounted for ng Mineski rin kung saan lalabas yung Zac dito. If I'm not mistaken, there's actually a nerf na naman on Zac. You know, when it comes to the... I'm not so sure if it was on the elastic slingshot part. Pero one thing I know is mas talagang binawasan na naman yung potency ni gank when it comes to ni Zac when it comes to ganking.
Yeah, and since yesterday, no, parang Zac hasn't really been successful in performance from the games we saw yesterday. So I'm wondering, although Rek'Sai was banned this game, na sobrang ganda actually ng performance ni Hamis yesterday on Rek'Sai. So I'm not surprised na we're forced to see other junglers. And Kulit is not exactly a Lee Sin player. So, Gragas also taken top lane by Kaigu. Medyo lumiit talaga yung options ni Kulit in this jungle.
But he does play Rek'Sai in the past, if I'm not mistaken.
Yun lang. I think they were the ones who banned Rek'Sai on Hamis.
The interesting part lang kasi is that Rek'Sai is very different. I'd say very different right now. Iba na yung ult, you know? Hindi na yun yung parang may libre kang teleport sa mapa. You're more like an assassin. Rek'Sai, actually, durability niya rin ay binawasan. Ladies and gentlemen, so, anyway, understanding the lead kung saan man nanggagaling itong lead ngayon, that's bodying in the side in favor of Mineski. These are slight CS leads, you know, sa kamay nila Celestial and of course ni Exoset.
Kasi yung nangyayari ngayon, Mineski is winning 2 lanes, bot and mid versus the 1 lane ng IPT, which is top lane right now. So it's all about how they're going to use this. First Drake is going to be Mountain Drake. So this can definitely go to Mineski because they're winning both mid and bot lane side. If IPT, there it is. So it's going to go to Mineski. If IPT can get Rift Herald, then that can help to compensate. Because if that goes to Suzaku, nakakatakot yun because Kaigu will just be inevitably shut down completely if Suzaku gets this Rift Herald. So it would be a good idea if they...
actually,
duel there.
Of course, delivered Suzaku in third range, but Dominus is not yet activated. So
it's a lot of damage.
Not even prompting the Dominus to be activated there. Kaigu.
Yeah, I think they're looking to get Rift Herald here.
Yeah.
But Light backing out there.
They still have to predict. Have a clear idea nasaan yung Elise. At least, ano man lang, kahit ward na kahit hindi nakikita yung Elise, pero at least you could like predict or you could like conclude na wala sa area ngayon si Elise.
Yeah.
And right now, what happens in the top lane is, Mineski assessing it as a risk. If they go all in on that. Good show, no? Good play na umatras.
yeah, actually. Kasi medyo awkward din eh. Suzaku made a mistake there, actually. Na sa sobrang paglapit niya, ginamit yung explosive cast. And he was brought down to 30% health. If that didn't happen, I'm pretty sure tower dive na yun on Kaigu.
So, ladies and gentlemen, ayan, steady lang itong ating laro muli. Pero Kulit is really finding his way.
Yeah, nahihirapan talaga siya.
Yeah, hindi talaga.
He can't find the proper path.
And this is level 4 elastic slingshot na.
Yeah. He's having a hard time finding ganks. And meanwhile, the gap in mid and bot stays. So Mineski happy with that lead, able to secure the Mountain Drake.
We are also at the 12-minute mark, so that actually allows the second rotation of the major buffs to spawn into the reef. That's gonna be James in the position, quite trapped there. Para-spawn na dito sila TG, and of course the teleport will come in mula kila Kaigu. Here comes Kulit. This time will he connect the elastic slingshot? Connected to the two members. Celestial has the free hit of this one, but Kulit delivered members of Mineski in range para sa mga member dito ng IPT. This is quite awkward. No one's going down yet, but Hade is in kill range. Shadow would be gone, and look at Exo Sen. He actually got the free hits as well. Light tries to kite away, and Suzaku tries to tank and soak up the damage na manggagaling mula sa Mineski dito, but Exo Sen managed to engage properly. Tinapos na nito ni Kulit. A shutdown on Exo Sen, but in the end, it's still Celestial with a double kill and a 4-for-2 exchange. Mineski.
Grabe, sobrang messy na fight na yun. But the point was, we saw that the damage coming from Hate, kulang pa rin siya. Hindi niya kaya tapatan yung damage ni Lucian tsaka ni Celestial. And Celestial was free to hit, by the way. That whole time, walang lockdown sa kanya. Kulit, he was a bit late. He had to pop his passive, so much wasted time. Very little CC, actually, is the problem here that we can see from IPT. No one could lock down the carries of Mineski. So the whole time, James and Kaigu, free CC, free hits from Exo, just dashing in and out. Celestial on the side, dealing the damage consistently.
Yes.
And hindi talaga kinaya ng IPT.
Let's check on the replay.
Yeah, we can check the replay. James was kind of caught out of position, but he got the blue buff anyway. And then we can see from the fight na Exo, Celestial coming from a really nice angle. Everyone squished into the middle. And then Exo and Celestial here are free to hit from the side. So even if James and TG are very low, it doesn't matter. Kasi at this point, natatakot na si Light eh. Light and the other carry here, si Saya ng IPT, they're afraid to come in. So sayang si Suzaku. Actually, he could have killed TG and probably Exocent if he wasn't locked down.
Yes. At kung sinabay siguro yung re-engage niya along with Kulit. Pero I give that total play to Kaigu.
Yeah.
That teleport and that explosive cast.
Yes.
Pinaghiwalay. Pinaglayo si Light tsaka pinaglayo sila Hate, yung bottom duo dito ng IPT.
Very true.
Even to the tanks. Dapat, territory yung dapat ng IPT. Pero sila pa yung parang naging awkward position dito. Rather, it's gonna be a 3v1. Muling gumanti dito yung IPT. Pero hindi ito sasagutin. At di rin ito, papayagan ni Exo Sen. Kasi gusto niya rin sumunod. That's gonna be 3v1. It's gonna be a 3 versus 1 dive. And in exchange, it's gonna be a 2-for-1 in favor of IPT.
Yeah, so IPT wins that duel. Pero Mineski are pushing very hard with, I believe that's a Rift Herald.
It's gonna be a Herald after the top lane start. Pero mukhang hindi nila papansinin because they have to rush, maybe defending. Yes, this bottom lane.
Recalling here. So in terms of gold, 2,000 gold lead on the side of Mineski. And there's a pretty nice kill lead as well going to Exo and Celestial. So things are looking a bit scary here for IPT. And keep in mind, napag-usapan natin during the pick and ban phase na as we approach the late game, it will be in favor of Mineski because of the Kog'Maw. So, IPT, they can't allow Celestial to keep this KDA na 2-0-2 siya ngayon. And he's also out-farming Hate. That's a very scary trend right now for IPT.
And the problem here is that do they have the durabilities for these two ADCs?
True.
Ng Mineski. Right now, Suzaku rushes the Hex Drinker. That is very understandable, trading up with the Gragas at the top lane. Next item would be the Tiamat. Sige, okay lang, standard item pa rin on Renekton. Pero if you like account for the conditions of this game, asan yung durabilities for the late game? Matutunaw siya sa damage nila Exocen and of course ni Celestial. That's gonna be the problem. Right now, Celestial has the Blade of the Ruined King on top of 2 daggers here. Oh my god, that's big. Okay. It's 2-0-2. May page na rin dito sa Exos and things are looking, I'd say, really gloomy here for IPT. Item-wise, okay? They need that ideal fight.
Yeah.
Okay? All is not lost. Ideal fight, maybe a combo wherein multiple targets would be getting plucked in by those feathers mula kay Hate and Feather Storm siguro. Of course, given na nandun si Suzaku, given multiple targets dun yung tatamaan ng Elastic Slingshot.
Yeah.
And Light, of course, with a free hit or maybe a very nice play using that package. May mga kits pa rin naman sila. Ayan.
Yeah. Kasi yung setup, oh, wait.
Okay. So, this is a Braum though. You're delivering a Braum. Alright, Bad Brothers, gonna be the flank. Papasok kay Celestial. The Feather Storm gets connected. And that would allow the concussive blows to complete on the Dogmao. Here comes Exosen. Uses the calling. Papasok, medyo mag-isa. Paparating na rin sila Hamis dito. Shadow's gonna be in the front line. Suzaku with the threat of the Dominus would shoo away members ng Mineski. It's a 1-for-1. Light for Celestial.
Yeah, let's see what happens after, no? Kasi Rift Herald is still open.
Yeah.
So IPT can secure this. But it might also be a bad idea because Light's also not there. So 1-for-1. We'll have to see how they react. The thing about IPT's team composition kasi mas mahirap siyang i-set up. It's difficult to go for team fights because it's less straightforward.
Yes, less straightforward.
Lalo na nakikita natin na hihirapan si Kulit na mag-setup.
Okay, nice counter. At hindi rin nataya ng di pala concussive blow yon. Yung acquired taste ni Shadow. So kung meron si Braum na concussive blows yan, may acquired taste naman si Tampage dito, ladies and gents. So, pero that is a flash burn on Exosen.
But the thing is, all is not lost yet for IPT, no? We're still waiting for Hate and Light to reach their 2 to 3 item spike. So sasakit yung dalawa yung mid-game. Now, if they can reach their power spike and Kulit and Suzaku can find a nice engage or TP play, then it's still very possible na matalo yung Mineski. So we just have to find, rather, it all falls down on execution at this point because you can see, the gold lead actually shrank. It's no longer 3K. It's below 3K now, so we'll have to see. Dragon is live also, so we might see a team fight there.
Yun nga sabi nga natin, less straightforward yung yung setup ng IPT. Pero it is well designed to catch a Kog'Maw in the backline.
Actually, yeah.
And to disable Mineski's composition din, napaka-rewarding. Kahit hindi mo mapatay si Celestial just put him on kill range. Just remove a big amount of health sa kanya. Ayun, rewarding na yun Just disable him and not allow him to deal damage during the fight. So, again, kung straightforward, talagang harapan na laban, you'd give this to Mineski.
Yeah, for now, no? Kasi
pero,
the item spikes.
If you consider everything, knowing the capabilities of IPT, basta ma-fulfill lang nila yung conditions na yun on getting that setup and catching the backline here of Mineski, which they're very capable in doing so. Light as the package as well there. Then this could be a game for them as well. Yeah,
kasi actually, mali yung pagka-phrase ko kanina. Actually, the engage of IPT is quite straightforward. Pero I don't know if it's reliable is the question. Kasi we've seen throughout the game na nahihirapan si Kulit maghanap ng opening for IPT. So I guess I'm just worried about how IPT will reach the backline. Kasi parang dun sila nahihirapan.
May pagka-hit or miss kasi. Yung dito ng yung setup dito ng IPT. And yung comp dito ng Mineski, yung kits nila, you could just reset everything. You could reset everything with explosive cast. Hindi okay yung explosive cast. Yung Braum ultimate. You can just go for that Glacial Fissure.
Yeah.
So, nonetheless, tingnan natin. What about the conditions of siege here? Buti lang mahaba-haba range ni Saya, and you could deliver the feathers there in the backline. Ayun naman, natayaan na naman dito si Celestial, but will they connect? That is the first reason. Explosive cast gets used. Exosen actually dealing a lot of damage to the Shadow with his solution. And let's see here, as Skygrid will force to back away. There's still the damage na magagaling mula kay Hate. Nawala na ng frontline dito ang Mineski with TG is bleeding on this one with Celestial gone. It's a pick up by IPT. Dahan-dahan, they are asserting their power.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Nahanap ni Kulit yung engage niya. He was able to carry Celestial to his team. And in that sense, actually, I don't know why Kaigo used the explosive cast.
The flash and of course the stand. Ruthless Predator. Ruthless ka. Let's see here. If there's another engage, Kulit would go for another one. Taking a lot of turn hits. Medyo makapal-kapal may buhay dito ng Torre. His passive might get proc. In the backline, Suzaku would go all in. Dominus nasaan? It's actually gone already. Wala na rin si Suzaku. But of course, that's at the cost of the outer mid lane turret of Mineski. 1-for-1 muli.
Yes, so Anyway, ano nga ba sinasabi ko? Yung si Kulit, he was able to find the
Nakuha niya.
opening to bring Celestial in. I don't know if Kaigo really meant to use the explosive cast to bring IPT, and actually I think at that point he should have used it to disengage.
Yeah.
Kasi nagkamali na dun eh. Celestial was caught. They should have been using the cast to pull people away from Celestial, to peel for him.
Kay Celestial lang specifically
Yeah,
at least.
yeah.
So,
Pero they weren't able to do that.
Hindi.
So IPT, Colette was able to get, I think, land 2
Yeah.
elastic slingshots in that one team fight. So sobrang pangit nun for Mineski.
Oo.
And then they couldn't kite backward anymore.
And the big question is this. Matter of cooldowns lang yun sa IPT. Pero they could just really stall this. Ngayon, doon ako nagtataka. Yes, they have Kaigo on Mineski's side. Paano sila magpapasimula ng gulo? How will they initiate?
Yeah.
Right now, on IPT, ang daming pwede.
Yeah.
You know, you got Renekton, you got Kulit. Ito yung power ng comp nila ngayon. Kung harapan. And there's the Black Cleaver completed on Suzaku. Despite the nerfs on the Ninja Tabi, that should be a nice item pickup if you want to really build durabilities against this Kog'Maw then. Next item, nakadalawang na yan, Ruby Crystal. So alam na natin, usapan niya na he's aiming for the defensive stats here. And that's gonna be the big problem here. Kasi with those two fights, I'd say siguro at the least slightly wonder by IPT, nakakuha pa rin sila ng items doon. And all you need to do is answer the items here ng Mineski nga kila
Yeah,
X.
actually,
Sila solo.
sobrang even na ng game ngayon. The gold lead is negligible. And at 23 minutes in, and it could swing to anyone's favor right now, actually. It's all about the Baron now and also the Mountain Drake coming up in a few.
Seeing the lead kanina, they swinging in favor of IPT actually.
Yeah.
Kahit papasok pa lang tayo dun sa gold mark na papantay mga kaibigan.
This is what I meant, no, na nothing was lost for IPT yet earlier. Kasi, gaya na sinabi ko, Corki and Hate were still going to, and of course Suzaku, were all going to explode during mid-game if they could just get through that ugly phase na nakita natin during the 20-minute mark. And they did. So now, Mineski have to respect the damage from these two, especially from Light right now and also Suzaku.
So, tingnan natin kung ano magiging sagot dito. Right now, Black Cleaver is completed as well. Mula kay Exo Sen. Do take note na nagamit na yung kanyang culling dito. Just really clearly establishing pressure in the top lane. Grabing pressure kanina, wala rin talagang nabigyan ng opportunity makuha yung yung Rick Herald.
Yeah, actually.
Pero
it was all lanes eh. Lahat ng lane na siya shove, so it was really a mind game. And there was no time to secure.
Dalawang Drakes na nakuha dito ng Mineski.
Yeah.
And that is good actually. Mountain Drake plus Ocean Drake, you know, with the team na may Kog'Maw. So Suzaku here, still holding on to his Dominus. He will be activating that because he knows na paparating na sikulit dito and si James. Dominus na, all in na, usapang Garena! And Celestial gets caught even the bottom 2 of IPT. Is so bad for Mineski. Kaigo's gonna be left for dead. James dealing with the Crocodile and of course the double on this one. But Celestial would be stepping out on top. Managed to delete Shadow and this time regroup, argue with his friends as they try to chase down members of Mineski.
Yikes, I think it might have been the wrong call for Light to recall at that moment. Kasi nakita natin, I think Light could have responded and evened out that fight at bot lane, but we actually saw him recall.
Damn.
Sobrang layo niya.
Okay, so isa pa nga nating another engage on this one. The package gets used on the elastic slingshot but still lots of damage. Celestial gets popped that easily. Kulit delivers two members here of Mineski. Look at Light, he's guiding away. 2 stacks pa para makompleto yung gossip blows. And si Exo is not gonna be joining that fight. Gonna go for the push in the mid lane. And this IPT Kulit, despite Exo not joining this fight, it seems that they will win this one. Deleting members of IPT one by one. And also this Goose from the Zac one by one. That's gonna be a mid lane inner turret destroyed and 4 members of IPT gone.
Whew, grabe. So that's gonna be pretty much in Mineski's favor. Able to take out a lot of members. I believe they won that trade and also the turret exchange. That's gonna be 2 inner turrets, so 4-2 on the turret score. Plus, this might also be a Mountain Drake right after or a setup for Baron. So things went really wrong for IPT there, no? Because we thought that in the bot lane fight, Mineski was winning.
Yes.
IPT answers, so we'll see actually here in the replay. Oh yeah, this is what we missed. Exo was actually able to isolate Hate.
Wala si Hate.
Yes, and take him out of the fight. So that's 1 damage dealer lost. And that means that IPT at the bot lane, fully reliant sila sa Light and Suzaku for the damage. And we saw it didn't really work kasi Light, medyo awkward. After the package, wala na. He wasn't able. He had to kite away and that left the killing to be cleaned up by James. So now, Dragon.
offensive yung build dito ni James. Ngayon pa lang nakakumpleto yung ano na yan, Knight's Bow na yan. Kanina was holding onto that Banshee's Veil. I'm really amazed by this Banshee's Veil. Not because it is a bad pickup, kundi isang matinding oo nga naman. It's a very nice item pickup for Elise. Gives you additional cooldown, which indirectly gives durabilities for Elise. Kasi all the more that you can actually use your repel, you can even use your cocoon defensively. Plus the spell shield.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
Ang hassle ng Elise na to. So that's the thing about
Hard to
James.
lock her down.
And right now, we got Exosen as well with this Phantom Dancer. He's gonna be willing to duel out even with the likes of Suzaku. This is gonna be the Lucian na pupusuan ng isang Renekton.
Yan na. So this is the beginning of the end of Renekton's reign. No? We're hitting the 27-minute mark, and now he's really just meant to be a giant tank monster and feel for the rest of the members. But with him being down right now, this is an easy Baron for Mineski.
Yeah, and we need a scaling game. You can see as well, that's gonna be the explosive cast gets you shooing away members. Rather kulit on this one. Will they take the fight? That is too dangerous. Wala kang flash dito sa Mineski. But in the end, it's still a Baron for their team.
Yikes.
What a very interesting strategy. No teleport, mid lane, Lucian, split push.
Yeah, exactly. And it gets planado yun eh. Kasi they knew that Light was going to get the Corki, and the Lucian was planned to be a counter pick to that.
Yeah.
So he knew he was going to get the mid lane lead. He just needed the exhaust para actually sobrang helpful na exhaust because he can use it on 2 of the AD carries plus Suzaku on the Renekton. So he knew he was going to win lane. He knew he had to split push. He didn't really need the TP.
Yeah.
And grabe, ang laki ng swing ng game when IPT lost the bot lane fight.
And ang ganda rin ng adjustment na ginawa ng Mineski dito. Let's say pagdating sa team fight, nadadali yung Mineski, di ba? Kasi wala nga silang initiate. Paano kung ang usapan, split natin, i-divide natin. Kung usapan pressure pa rin, kung battle of attrition, Kog'Maw, Lucian, 2 ADC, pushing side lanes, yun ang problema ngayon, di ba? Not allow IPT to get the set that they need. To get those sets that could turn things around for them. Rather, let's go for split push. Sinong pwede makiduel sa akin? Renekton? You know, late game. Ikakait lang yan ng Lucian.
Kasi, yun, exactly what you said, no, na as long as Mineski knew they had control of the momentum of the game, hindi nila, or hindi makakahanap yung IPT na opening. Yun yung pinaka-important part actually eh. Kasi, like we said, straightforward nga yung execution ng IPT, but it's a question of whether or not they can find the opening para ma-pull off yung engage na yun. And we saw na ever since natalo yung IPT sa bot lane clash kanina, parang nawalan na talaga sila ng opportunities to get the engage that they need. Because like you said nga, yung Mineski, split push na sila ng split push. So nakahati lagi yung IPT when their strength is supposed to be going for those, you know, all-in 5v5 team fights.
But there will be another swing in this game. Kasi split push yon, naging effective siya kung available pa yung ano mo, inner turrets mo. And ngayon wala nang inner turrets, inhibitor turrets na naman. So balik group up na naman to. And isa actually pwedeng gawin dito ng IPT is the Abyssal Voyage of Shadow. Flank Exo. Kasi kahit pa may Relentless Pursuit yan, kanina na-burn niya na yung flash niya. That would be one. It would kailangan isihan din ni Exo. Bantayan niya yung sarili niya if ever he goes for the split push. Kasi there's still that Abyssal Voyage. Very dangerous. Kahit, hindi nga niya kaya makiwan. Hindi nga siya siguro kakayanin ng IPT champions dito na 1v1. Pero ibang usapan na pag 2v1.
Yes, very true. Although, Guardian Angel up now for Exo. So
talagang
medyo nabago na naman ng usapan.
Yeah, he's gonna be aiming for split push talaga.
Yes. Nako. So this is really where IPT will kind of be forced to wait for Mineski to make a mistake in the base. Yun nga, there are a couple of options. Pero right now, there aren't really much counter-engage tools for IPT except for Shadow saving hate and maybe an engage from Kulit, but we'll have to see. Baron, oh no, sorry, Mountain Drake is coming up soon.
And this is another problem as well for Mineski. They have the Mountain Drake, so they know that you just pull off this quick push, quick touch on the turrets, knowing na may Baron ding available pa sa kamay nila. Actually, this is gonna be done in a few seconds na lamang. Observing the things on Kaigo.
1-3-1 split push right now, and IPT are very confused kasi none of the champions that they have can 1v1 any of the champions of Mineski. Suzaku, oh my god.
Napusuan muli ng mga kaibigan ni Exo. And even this time, Light was forced to actually go into the back line. This is very confusing. 1-3-1, how to establish pressure. Fresh from the rivals, ladies and gentlemen. This
Oh
could
my
be it.
God.
This might be the game for taking ng Mineski dito. Gonna be PG in the front line. Rather, palitan ni Exo dito. He's very willing to take third hits. Meanwhile, Celestial would be wiser. Rather destroying this Nexus turrets. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is it. Okay, malaking katanungan to ngayon. Anong isasagot ng IPT? Kasi ito yung patikim na Game 1 in this Best of 5 series with a good connecting onto Hate as the finishing blow. Ladies and gents, Game 1 goes to Mineski.
Grabe, and this is their 4th win in a row since yesterday, no? So clearly, momentum is really going right now for Mineski. They, like we said, they haven't exactly been in top form during this split, pero nakita natin na halatang gusto nilang ma-redeem yung sarili nila ever since the beginning of the split, ever since their loss at Rift Rivals. They're very hungry to make it to Rampage and face TME. Now, IPT, I think there's a lot to learn from that, no? Pero I'm kind of questioning Kulit. His contribution to this game was very minimal. He could barely find ganks using the Zac. I don't know what how IPT will adjust kasi Kulit's champion pool is also not so deep. No, it's quite shallow, and with champions like Rek'Sai and Elise and Sejuani Zac being taken away, for example, what will he play? Will he have to play the Zac? And if he does, how will IPT adjust so that Kulit can help, contribute more to the team?
And you give it to Exo. Akala ko nga napaka-rigid nung composition dito ng ng Mineski. Pero yeah, why not? You could go for the 1-3-1 configs. You could go for split push configs. It's a matter of kung kaya lang naman nung kabila nung enemy champions na alam mo yun, i-take down kayo. And this is how you play it. And yeah, damage dealt to champions. Look at that.
Of course.
Ilang puso yung pinatama dito ni Exo kay Suzaku kanina, ladies and gents. You still have to give it to Light in dishing out damage to the members of Mineski. Pero I would say, I would give my props as well to Celestial.
Yeah.
I mean, nakikita ko yung camera preview niya kanina. Yung mga bandang 6 minute to 10 minute mark na walang nangyayari.
Yeah.
Marami siyang sinasabi. Napansin ko nga. So, doon ako curious anong rotations to, anong ginagawa. And actually, it lead them in winning that fight on the blue side. Yung 12 minute mark na clash na yun. Okay, so there is that. So, I might guess as well na yung config na yon na nag-push sila ng 1-3-1 o kaya yung prompt kay Exo na mag-split push like that could be a strategy as well coming in from Celestial, as we heard nga na Mineski is fully hearing the voice of Celestial here.
Medyo halata nga na Celestial has had a big impact on the playstyle of Mineski. Kasi keep in mind, yung first games niya were yesterday, and yesterday was also the first time we saw Mineski this proactive and aggressive.
Tsaka parang alam ka agad yung gagawin na adjustments ng Mineski dito. Pero you still don't want to disregard IPT on this one. Ang ina-expect ko, ano yung sagot? Ano yung magiging sagot na?
I'm looking forward to that.
Ano yung magiging sagot? Kasi napagkamalan nga natin, muntik na rigid yung composition dito ng Mineski, diba? So, it can be disrupted easily by certain bans lang naman, diba? And even certain playstyles, even the picks. Ladies and gentlemen, all the more that the Game 2 would be exciting. Game 1 pa lamang yan, mga kaibigan. And muli kami po yung naging shoutcasters for this game. I am Shimbu with the 1 for an I. My partner, of course, is Amplifier. We'll be right back for this Game 2 in the Best of 5 series for the Semifinals. Sino kaya ang pupunta ng Rampage 2017 between Mineski and IPT? Diyan lamang po kayo. Magbabalik po kami here, the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Summer Split. Mula kila Kaigu, here comes Kulit. This time will he connect the elastic slingshot? Connected to the two members. Celestial has the free hit of this one. But Kulit delivered members of Mineski in range. Para sa mga member dito ng IPT, this is quite awkward. No one's going down yet, but Hate is in kill range. Shadow would be gone, and look at Exo Sen. He actually got the free hits as well. Light tries to kite away, and Suzaku tries to tank and soak up the damage na manggagaling mula sa Mineski dito, but Exo-Sen managed to engage properly. Tinapos na rin ito ni Kulit. A shutdown on Exo-Sen, but in the end, it's still Celestial with a double kill and a 4-for-2 exchange. Mineski.
Grabe, sobrang messy na fight na
yun.
yun.
And Celestial gets caught by the Molotov of IPT. So bad for Mineski. Kaigo's gonna be left for dead. Ham is dealing with a crocodile, and of course the couple on this one, but Celestial would be stepping out on top. Managing to delete shot. Another engage on this one. The back gets used on the elastic slingshot, but still lots of damage. Celestial gets popped. That easily Kulit delivers two members here of Mineski. Look at Light. He's guiding away. 2 stacks pa para makomplete yung gossip blows. And si Exo is not gonna be joining that fight. Gonna go for the push in the mid lane. And this IPT Kulit, despite Exo not joining this fight, it seems that they will win this one. Deleting members of IPT one by one. And also this Goose from the Zac one by one. That's gonna be a mid-lane finisher. Gonna be PG in the front line. Rather, palitan ni X dito. He's very willing to take their hits. Meanwhile, si Leshel would be wiser. Rather destroying these Nexus turrets. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is it. Okay, malaking katanungan to ngayon. Anong isasagot ng IPT? Kasi ito yung patikim na Game 1 in this Best of 5 series with a good connecting onto Hate as the finishing blow. Ladies and gents, Game 1 goes to Mineski.
Grabe, and this is their 4th win in a row since yesterday, no?